Cars.com Auto Review.
Hi, I'm Joe Weisenfelder with Cars.com, and this is a 2013 Subaru BRZ. If it looks familiar to you, it's probably because there's another car on the road that looks a lot like it, and that's the Scion FRS. It was reviewed separately by my colleague Joe Bruzik. You can see that video too. Reason they look similar is they were co-developed with Toyota and Subaru. It's also sold under the Scion name. If there are differences, they're pretty hard to spot. I know some, which I'll share with you. For one, $1,300 more for this version. Starts at about $26,000 total. For the $1,300 gets you some extra stuff. I'll show you what it is and also show you why the car's kind of awesome. In terms of the exterior, very little difference, mainly because the headlights and the taillights are about the same shape. That's a big deal. Aside from that, they look pretty similar. People like the way it looks. What's interesting is that Toyota went into this partnership because they needed a sporty car. Instead of building their own, they left a lot of the engineering, most of the engineering, to Subaru. You'll notice that this is a Subaru 2-liter boxer engine, horizontally opposed. The pistons go like this. That's the boxer part. See what you're learning? They actually made the oil pan a little bit shallower to get it even lower in the car. That low mass in a car gives it a really low center of gravity, and that's good for a sporty car. One thing that Toyota contributed was a fuel injection system that has 2 injectors per cylinder. The engine develops 200 horsepower, and people were complaining before the car even came out that that wasn't enough. I know it's a sports car, but actually it's pretty light. It's under 2,800 pounds, and for the dynamics and the tires in this car, I actually think it's not bad. Let's talk transmissions. You might think, because of the way the lever here is canted, that it's a manual transmission. Psych, it's not. This is a 6-speed automatic. You can also get a 6-speed manual that I like a lot. The automatic, not bad. You can drive in drive. You've also got a sport mode, and you can go full manual with the shifters on the steering wheel. Here in the cabin is where you'll find the biggest differences between the BRZ and the FRS. I'm not real wild about the silver plastic stuff, but overall I think the quality is better in this than it is in the Scion. The buttons, for example, and the controls, much better, and they happen to be, in this car, an automatic climate control, which is great. You also get push-button start, not in the FRS, and you also get a navigation system, xenon high-intensity discharge headlights, and heated seats. None of those things are standard in the Scion, actually not optional either. Where the BRZ really shines is in dynamics, in the handling. It is a rear-wheel drive car. That's right, a Subaru with rear-wheel drive instead of all-wheel drive. Really good balance, even with the amount of torque from this engine. You can kick the tail out. It's pretty fun. There's also a button to change the stability system to a sport mode that lets you slide about a little bit more. And it's right here where you can hit it. It's not hidden under the dashboard or something like that. I love the location. That leads us to the seats, which are a different issue. They're sports seats. I like them a lot. They fit me well. Unlike some sports seats, the head restraint is adjustable. They are very firm though. So between the firmness and the ride quality, which is also quite firm, you got to be sure that this is a car you want. Hey, I'm in the back seat. This is something I would not do if I had the choice. Now, actually I have enough headroom, believe it or not. I'm 6 feet tall, but I'm not even thinking about pulling the front seat backward. There's just no leg room. And there's this adorable postage stamp size floor mat. Just enough for the one regulation adult foot. There are things like the Mazda Miata and something like the Ford Mustang. If you're talking about the price and the sportiness, there is no back seat in a Miata. Back seat's bigger in a Mustang. We've got a similar story in terms of cargo. It's larger than a Miata outside, smaller than a Mustang. The result is pretty much the same with the trunk. This is a decent sized trunk. If you're talking about day-to-day livability, you can work with this. So that's the BRZ. The obvious question is, should I take it over the Scion FRS? In my case, I think I would take this one, just for the features, etc. But I like both of them. Great addition to the market because there aren't enough cheap sports cars. This one really is a sports car. It's tossable. It's fun to drive. If you think you need more power, wait a little bit. It'll come. Generally, all of our editors kind of love it.
For more car-related news, go to Cars.com or our blog, KickingTires.net.